Yeah, good day. In this video, we're going to be looking at how to use the offline CBT. Now, if you're watching this video, it's assumed that you've already installed a CBT on the system and we just want to see how to make use of it. Now, as an admin, now you are working from the server, you type in the localhost slash CBT slash admin.pfe. Here is the address. Now, when you type in that, press enter, it brings you to the staff login page where you're going to enter your login detail. And in this case, my login is this. So when I log in, this is what I see. I'll see the dashboard. Now, in a situation whereby the dashboard is empty, you don't need to worry about it. It simply means that you have not done, there is no assessment that you've uploaded or downloaded from the server either way. Now, let's assume that you are making use of the online server and you've already done some of your assessment, you have given assessment to the students. Now you want them to do it offline. What you need to do is to download it offline and they will connect offline. But if you've not done that, you can as well set the question here. So let's start. When you open the system, the first thing you have is the dashboard. If the dashboard did not open by default, just click on dashboard here, it's going to open. So this is what we have. And on the right side of the dashboard, we have load new assessment, you have update setting. The first thing we are going to look at is the update setting. Now, under the update setting, we are going to provide you the school code because each school will have a code. Each school will have a server that is connecting to. So we provide you with the school code. We provide you with the server URL. Then you now select the current academic year, which is 2024-2025 term. It could be first, second, or third term. So you just select the appropriate value for each field. And when that is done, you click save. And in this case, it's not okay. It's not saving simply because we've already saved this thing prior to this time. So that is actually what needs to be done. After that, the next thing is, like I said, if you have already done giving assessment online, all you need to do is to pull that assessment down to the offline server. And to do that, first you need to make sure that the system is connected to internet because for you to go online to get the assessment you've already uploaded online, you need internet. So once the system is connected to internet, you just click on load new assessment. This load new assessment is going to go to the online server, check all the assessment that is not available offline, look for it online, pull them to the offline server, and it's going to populate this place with all the assessment list that you now currently have. But in a situation whereby you don't have anything online, it's not going to pull anything. So you can also start giving your assessment offline. And to do that, you go to set question. But before I get to this next question, I want us to look at something else. I want us to look at number one, the students that are going to do this assessment, they have to be on the system. And the students have been registered online, they are not registered offline. So in that situation, I'll just go to student record, enter my staff ID, enter password, and then select the section of the school that I need to be offline. And then I'll click download. This will download the student record from the online server to the offline system. In that same way, if I want more than one person to be logging into the system, that is more than one staff, and I have registered all these staff online. So I have to come here, enter my own staff ID and password, click download. It will download all the staff that are online to this offline server so that all the staff that you've registered on the server will be able to log in to the system. So that is actually how to do that. Then you go to set question. When you go to this set question for the first time that you are here, for the first time, the subject you registered online is will not be available offline. So what I need to do is I will select a class, let's say basic one, and subclass. Okay, let me select JS1 subclass. I will select the subclass, or I will just say all. Then I want to make sure that all the subjects are downloaded for the first time you're using it. Make sure that you are still online. If you don't have any subject here, in this case, it has been downloaded. But if you don't have any subject here, you just click on this icon. It say click here to reload subject from online server. Once you do that, it's going to load all the subject from online server and put it offline. So you'll be able to select the subject you want to do. When you select the subject, just click OK. The start date you want the exam to be taken, let's say today, 17th, I'll select 17th. The day you want the exam to end, let's say 20th. Now, this thing means that If a student logs in after 20th of February, you 12/16, he won't be able to do this assessment. It means that students have access to this assessment from 17th of February 2025 to 20th of February 2025. Time duration, you enter the time students need to do this assessment once they log in, and you enter it in minutes. If it's 30 minutes, you enter 30. If it is 1 hour, you enter 60. If it is 2 hours, you enter 120. So you enter it in minutes. Don't type the minute, just 10 represent 10 minutes. So attempt ones, you just leave it as attempt ones because they are doing assessment. Access type, if you want the system to randomize the question, you select random. If you want it to just give them the questions sequentially, you leave that sequential. Number of questions. Now, this number of questions, you are going to leave it like this if you don't want them to answer less than the number of questions you uploaded. Let me explain this. For example, you typed 20 questions. You just want them to answer only 5 out of that 20. You enter 5. But if you want them to answer the 20 questions, leave this place vacant. They'll answer these 20 questions will be available for them to answer. Now, where we normally use this is a situation whereby you want different students to answer different questions. So in that case, it also does not make sense to leave that sequential. In that case, I'll make it to be random. And let's say I'm going to type 20 questions, so I say 5. So the system will randomly select 5 questions for each person. The next person is to give it 5 questions that may be totally different from the first person. But if I want them to answer all, like I said, I leave it like this. But if I do, let's say I'm entering 20 questions, but I want them to answer only 5, and I enter 5, it will make sense to leave it as sequential, because if it's as sequential, it's going to give all of them 5 questions, and the 5 questions will be the same for all of them. Then the next thing is to now start typing the question. So you type the question here, option A, B, C, D, E, the correct answer. Let's say, for example, we are doing CR, Christian Religious Studies, and we say, what is the name of the mother of Jesus? Option A, Martha. Option B, Mary. Option C, Elizabeth. Option D, let's say Eunice. Option E can I any o- most after apart from option A and B, any other option could be optional, so you can just leave it blank. So now the correct answer in this case is B. Instead of I won't type Mary as the correct answer, I will type B. B is the correct option. We are looking at correct option here, not the correct answer. If you type Mary, all of them will fail it. So like I said, the correct option is B. So when I finish doing that, I'll click save. Now, if it's a question that requires image, I'll click on add image. When I click on add image, the system will now ask me to select the image I want to add. I'll select the image and it will add the image. The image will not show in this place, but it will show when you finish typing it. When you preview your questions, the image will show. And also, if it is something that has to do with the equation, I want to put equation here. I'll click on insert equation. And in this equation one, for example, I want to say, now again, this is demo, so I can put anything here. So I say I want to have 2x squared minus 5x equals 2. Now there is nothing like x squared. This is 2x, but there's something like x squared on the keyboard. So what I need to do is I will look for something that represents square. So something that represents square in this equation is something over something. Let's say n over x. This is n over x. So I click on it. So this is going to help me do my 2x squared. So this is my change this n to 2 x 2 raised to power. Okay, this is 2x square. This x here in bracket, I'll put it turn it to 2, so it becomes 2x square. You get it? So this is 2x raised to power 2. We use this symbol for raised to power. We put it inside curly brace simply because, now if it is only just 2, like it's 2x square, we can remove the curly brace, but we like to put in curly brace as a normal. That's just the best way to do it, because it can be 2x raised to power 20. So this curly brace is going to push these 2 and 0 together, making sure that the two of them are up. So that is actually how to type equation. So 2x squared, let's say minus 5y equals 0. Then remember there is a dollar sign here and a dollar sign here. This dollar sign I'm using here is telling the system that this is an equation. So it's going to represent anything inside here. It's going to process it as a mathematical equation. I can now say solve for x, for example. So this is actually the question I am giving. And after entering the question, assessment title is, let's say, CA3. JS1 and is CR Christian Religious Studies. So, but I'm using it to just explain to you how we can do both equation and set normal question, and that is how that is. So when I'm done entering, I'll click save. So I enter the next question, I click save, enter next question, click save, enter next question, and that is actually how to set your questions on this place. So if I want to look at this question that I said now at this point, let me just stop it here. I want to look at this question. I'll go to dashboard. Now this dashboard, let me just I can search Christian religious studies JS1. This is it. There's one or Christian Religious Studies CA3. Now, if you look at here, you are going to see an icon here. This icon tells you that I said this question was entered offline. So, in a situation whereby I want it to go online, I'll click on this thing. It will push the question to the online server. That is actually what this icon does for us. Now, if you look at the question type is CBT online, that is, they're going to do it on system. Status is not attempt because nobody has done it. Then, if you go to action, select action, you can see manage instruction in a situation whereby you have instruction for this. I can click on this place and start entering the instruction for this. Now the instruction list, I can enter the passage or passage like instruction. I can enter it here. Now in title, I'll enter the title of the passage like instruction. Lower bound. What is the number? What is the range that this equation covers? So, for example, this is an instruction. This instruction, let's say instruction is supposed to be from for number 1 to number 5. I'm going to enter it 1 to 5. I enter maybe let's just say passage. I'll enter the title, then I'll save. That is actually how to enter. I'll enter my instruction here and I'll save. That's actually how to handle that. Then another one is you can also edit the equation. So when I click on edit, I will see the question that I have typed. See what is the name of the mother of Jesus. Now this is that 2s raised power 20 I type. 2s raised power 20 minus 5y equals 10 equals 0. So for s, this is actually how it's going to display for the student. 2x raised to power 20. You see how it's displayed as correct mathematical equation minus 5y equals 0. So that is it. Now this is the option Martha, Mary, Elizabeth, Eunice. The correct option is B. And here I can make changes to this. I can make changes to this and save. Or I can as well add another question from this place. I can say click add question. So I start adding another question to the question that I've already typed. So that is actually how you can set your question. Or if you also want to type it in Excel and upload, what you can also do is to go to upload question. In that same way, you just set up all the settings. After setting up all the settings, you must have typed it in Excel. You click on this browser and select the Excel file where you type the question, and also your instruction. You may have also typed it. You can also click here to select your instruction and upload. This is actually basically how to work on the system as an admin. We're going to also do another short video of a student answering questions where you see how the question is going to display. So if you have any questions,